got to talk about another Democrat hoax once again today. But fear not, all right? It shall be debunked in very short order right here in this video. I don't know if you guys have seen these viral clips of the audio of the little girl crying, "Mama," for her mother. And, of course, I came across those and came across a lot of them, and I'm going to show you some of those here in a second. But there's something interesting behind that audio that I'm going to share with you guys in this video today. But before we get into that, I want to show you guys how many, well, I'm not going to show you all of them because it's way too many to put in one video, all right? We'd be here for hours. But I want to show you some of these clips of all of these accounts all of a sudden posting this exact same audio. Let's dive in. Okay, so you heard the audio there. That's just one. All of these influencers, all of these guys and gals, all of a sudden just posted the same audio. I mean, just back to back to back to back. And look, I mean, I'm so serious. There's so many of these clips. It is crazy. It's crazy. I mean, I can literally just keep going. I mean, it just goes on and on and on and on. But of course, I'm not gonna keep boring you guys with all of these clips. But I feel like the logical person, after seeing, I don't know, 10 video clips using that audio and, oh my goodness, deportation is bad, blah, blah, blah. If this doesn't pull on your heartstrings, you're a bad person. After seeing 10 of those clips back to back to back, I feel like common sense would say, well, where's the actual video that this audio comes from? Where's the footage of this young person, screaming? Why are they just playing the audio? This stuff is just, it's quite interesting. I also want to show y'all this before we get into that. They all are saying the exact same thing. It's almost as if there was like a mass email sent out to either individuals or their talent agencies, their managers, and they all got told to say the same things. All right, guys, it's time to talk. It's time to talk about illegal immigration. How people are bad people if they agree with folks being deported. Make sure you let them know. Those are your marching orders. Now get to it. All right, get to it. Here's more of these folks basically saying the exact same things. Check out this clip. This one is a bit more enjoyable. It's not everyone talking all at the same time. So I know that first clip was a bit obnoxious, but here's a much better one. Check it out.
Being in a country that you're in illegally is a civil offense, not a criminal one. You know what else is a civil offense? Jaywalking.
And being undocumented is not a criminal offense. It's a civil one. And if you've ever jaywalked, congratulations, because you've also committed a civil offense.
Have you ever sped over the speed limit? Have you ever drank or smoked underage? Have you ever drank and then driven a car? What about jaywalking?
Being undocumented in America is a civil offense. It's not a criminal one.
Are you noticing anything yet? I'll give you a hint. Jaywalking. But there's more.
It's the same caliber of crime as a traffic offense.
Just a reminder, in case anyone forgot, being undocumented is a civil offense, not a criminal one.
If you've so much as littered on public property, I never want to hear, oh, but they broke a law, as a justification for your hate.
If these influencers are choosing not to use their platforms, let's force them to. I'm tired of all these influencers not speaking up right now because things are happening right now in our own backyards, and some of these people are staying quiet.
I'm taking note of clocking in and following every single LA-based creator who is completely ignoring what's going on.
Where the fuck are all these loudmouth ass celebrities and influencers when they get on this internet and they dropping music, or they're dropping a collab, or they're dropping a motherfucking beauty kit, or they're dropping a motherfucking perfume? Baby, people are getting snatched up in the United States of America.
If you reap the benefits of Los Angeles and you're not willing to protect and respect the individuals who are the beating heart of Los Angeles, then leave this city.
Ashley, I'm actually really happy to see you here. Does this mean that you and your husband are no longer big Trump supporters, given that you're agreeing with this video? I hope so.
If you are okay with the things going on in the United States right now, please unfollow me and never speak to me again.
If you're white and see an ICE raid happening and you don't get involved, I think you're a pussy. And I don't respect you at all.
If you voted for Donald Trump in the last election, you are a bad person. If you continue to endorse Trump and his policies since the election, you are a bad person. If you do not think what ICE is doing in California right now is problematic, you are a bad person.
So you guys get the message. It's almost as if they all got sent a prompt. Pick your line. Do you want to talk about being people who agree with deportations are bad people? They're a bad person? Do you want to talk about that? Do you want to talk about jaywalking being the same as being an illegal? Or do you want to talk about influencers not using their platform to speak out against it? This stuff is so cheesy, bro. It's so cheesy. And it's so obvious to call out and to see they're all repeating the exact same lines and expect us to believe this is organic. This is them just, shooting from the hip. This is them just spilling out their heart. I mean, to me, and do I have any evidence or proof that that is the case, that they received the email? Of course not, I don't. But I don't think it takes a rocket scientist to figure out that a bunch of people are all basically saying the exact same thing at the exact same time. If it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's probably a duck. And that video goes on. You guys only saw half of that video. Half. Okay? And it goes on to, obviously show more folks just repeating the same things. But at the beginning, now, I know I kind of buried the lead a little bit with this, but here is the video of where the audio actually came from. It actually came from a movie that I believe was made in Peru, if I remember correctly. Forgive me if I'm wrong on that, but here it is. It's a movie. Remember that.
Mamá, por favor. Mamá, no me dejes. Mamá.
Tranquila, ya no llores, ¿sí? Mamá va a regresar. Solo se fue al trabajo.
¿Me lo prometes? ¿Me lo prometes, papá?
Mi amor, no te puedo prometer eso. Pero lo que sí, que voy a estar contigo, ¿sí?
Straight up movie. Straight up movie. That is what they were trying to use to get people's heartstrings to be pulled. That and having a bunch of folks repeat the same lines. The same thing that mainstream media typically does. This is like a weird tactic, man. Like, first it was, mainstream media and everything, and, the Sunny Hostins of the world. And I kind of gave you a hint of what I'm about to show you here in a second. But first it was all of them just repeating the same lines. Now it's trickled down to the influencers, and I put that in air quotations because what's an influencer? Like, I find that a weird thing to call people. But anyway, now it's them repeating the same lines as if we aren't going to notice. Case in point, I want to show y'all this.
I don't think anybody disagrees with that. 7 million means that they're not just going after criminals.
Well, they're going after people who are in the country illegally, right?
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying the criminals. This is a much bigger universe.
Doesn't that make you a criminal?
No, it doesn't.
To come across the border illegally?
Coming into the country illegally is a civil offense. It's not a criminal offense.
It's a civil offense. It's not a criminal offense. It's a civil offense. It's not a criminal offense.
to themselves.
But 87% support deporting criminal undocumented migrants.
Yes,
If he
I don't know anybody in the world. I don't know anybody in the world who wants to keep the criminals. I don't know anybody.
That's where you should be focused.
Can I say something? Because, you know, we keep on talking about criminals and immigrants being criminals. And I just want people to understand what the facts are and the stats are, is that undocumented immigrants are much less likely to have committed crimes than American citizens. American citizens commit more crimes than anyone who is undocumented. I also want to make the point that an undocumented immigrant is not a criminal because he or she is undocumented. That is a civil offense.
Interesting. They all say the same things. Quite weird, isn't it?
It is not a criminal violation to enter the country illegally. It's not a criminal. It's a crime. It's not a crime, which is why they're so.
It's not a criminal. It's not a crime. It's these people, man. These folks. And they wonder why they continue to lose and their poll numbers continue to drop. It's so disingenuous and it's blatantly lying to our face. And just because you get a bunch of social media folks to go and repeat your taglines doesn't mean anybody's going to buy it anymore. As a matter of fact, we're probably just going to go unfollow those accounts and block them, okay, of these so-called influencers that you did whatever, paid them, coerced them, whatever you did, right? Just because you got them to do it doesn't mean we're going to follow. Like, this stuff is crazy. Jeez, man, I don't get it. I really don't. Like, it costs nothing to be genuine. It costs nothing. It costs nothing to be genuine. All you got to do is just be genuine. Have good policies and actually care about America and the American people. It's that simple. And you could win the same way Uncle Trump did. But of course, for Democrats, that's way too complicated, I guess. I don't know. You got to convince folks to repeat your taglines the same way mainstream media has been repeating your taglines. That didn't work before the election, and it's not going to work after. So, I mean, carry on, I guess. Maybe I shouldn't be complaining because this just ensures that we're going to win in the midterms and in 2028. So, y'all let me know what you think about all of this, man. This is craziness, but I had to show y'all that because this is just wild stuff. Watching these folks try to convince the public that we're all of a sudden bad people because we agree with deporting illegal immigrants. And they think just because they got a bunch of influencers to say those lines that we're all of a sudden, oh yeah, we disagree with Trump and we disagree with illegals being deported. Yeah, we disagree because all of these influencers now say the same thing. Like, what? So stupid, man. But anyway, y'all stay safe out there. Peace and love. I'm out.